Hey guys, I'm Johnny FD, and as a full-time traveler, a lot of people have been asking me, Johnny, are you worried about the coronavirus, and what are you going to do? So I'm here in Southeast Asia, and my next plan is to fly to Eastern Europe in just a few weeks. And as a digital nomad who just travels the world full-time, people have been asking, Johnny, are you worried? Are you concerned? Well, here are my thoughts. I had a blog post about this and a Facebook post. I got a lot of comments. I figured, let me go into a bit more detail here on YouTube. So let's jump right in. All right, question number one. Am I worried? Am I scared? Am I panicked? Do I think I'm gonna die? The answer is no. I'm not worried because the chances right now of dying from coronavirus are way less than me getting hit by a car while walking outside. And it doesn't matter where you live, the chances of you getting into a car accident are way, way lower and dying from that. So if you are so scared of the 0.00001 chance of getting it and dying, stay at home. I, for one, I'm not gonna let the panic worry me until something actually happens. And I'm strong, I'm healthy, I get a lot of vitamin D, my immune system's high, I'm not over 70 and weak and sick already. So the chances of something actually happening for me to die, personally, is very, very low. And if you're in the same situation, don't worry about it. Question number two. Do I take precautions? Yeah, of course. So, as already mentioned, you can do things like make sure you get vitamin D, adequate vitamin D, whether it's from the sun, like I'm getting here every day in Sri Lanka, or if you live somewhere that's cold, take vitamin D liquid supplements, keep your immune system strong and healthy, exercise, eat healthy, have your stress low, and wash your freaking hands. 20 seconds, soap and water, don't touch your face. That's kind of the precautions that I've made for myself, and not just because of coronavirus. I always do that. I avoid crowded places where people are coughing or people are sick. If they are sick, I just leave, right? And I don't touch my face. It's something that I've trained myself not to do because that is how you get sick. It doesn't matter how many germs you have in your hand. I touch everything. I don't wear a mask. And it's not necessary if you're not touching your face, if you're not around people who are sick. If I ever do get sick, knock on wood, then I will wear a mask to prevent others from getting sick. But no, I'm not hoarding masks and freaking out and not living life. Question number three, is it gonna affect my travel? That's a maybe. I wish I could say no, it's not gonna affect my travel, because it doesn't affect me personally. I'm not afraid to go places because of coronavirus, but it may affect my travel if places that I want to go to end up having quarantines, flight cancellations, flight delays, or just fear. So if I go somewhere where a country where everyone's very fearful and panicky, I don't really want to be there. And if I go somewhere where people become very racist against Asians, I don't want to be there. So it may mess up my travel plans, and it sucks because most of that would be in people's minds and people are creating their own fears. But because of that, it becomes a real thing. So that's what sucks. And the question would be, should you let it affect your travel plans? My advice as a full-time traveler, someone who's been through all this, I would say if it becomes a real genuine concern, don't even fly home to your home country. And that makes it worse. Just stay where you are, but find a small, not so populated town, hopefully by the sea if it's warm, get some fresh air, stay away from big cities, stay away from airports. Don't change your travel plans. But if you're already somewhere, just enjoy where you are, but stay away from the crowds. So I'm very lucky that I'm in a small beach town in Sri Lanka. Population is very small. Literally, there's nobody really on the beach. I spend most of my days on a surfboard or here in my home office and the hotel I'm at. The chances of me getting something or giving someone something is very, very low. If I was in Italy, for example, to be honest, I would just stay in Italy. I would probably go see all the sites and be one of the very few people in these normally overcrowded tourist destinations. That's a plus. But would I fly to Italy just to take advantage of the low prices of hotels and to be able to see these touristy sites without much people and get a cool photo? No freaking way. I think that would be very unsmart and unsafe for people to fly to Italy right now just to take advantage of flight deals or take advantage of the low crowds. But if I was already there, I would just stay there. And that's what I would recommend to everyone. And in general, I try to travel slow anyways. I'm what you call a slow digital nomad travels. I normally travel every 2 or 3 months somewhere, and I really aim to slow that down even more to 3 to 6 months. That way I'm not on planes or airports that often, and I can just really enjoy one country or even one city for 2 to 6 months at a time and take advantage of that. Question number 4, and this is a big one. Who is to blame? Is China to blame? Yeah, they are to blame. And this is not politically correct, so people are gonna shun me or start commenting right now, but please stay and listen to number 5, all right? So for number 4, is China to blame? The answer is yes, all right? And I've been to China maybe 7, 8 years ago, and not much has changed from everything I've heard. Very unsanitary. Their laws for health and safety and regulations are very, very low, and you just can't trust anything. When I was there, people were afraid to eat food at restaurants or at street food because people were using street, not even recycled, but basically oil that had been gone through the sewage system, and they would just scoop it back out, repack it, filter it a little bit to clean it up, to make it look clean, and then resell it as cheap cooking oil. And then you have all these things that come up all the time with scandals of food safety in China, and the fact that their country and their government doesn't do something about it, and it's not even just not cracking down on it, it's promoting a culture and having a platform where these things keep happening all the time. Because all they've promoted for the last 30 years is get rich no matter what. It doesn't matter if you hurt your fellow citizens or your fellow countrymen. As long as you're getting ahead and you're making money, that is the most important thing. And the fact that they have that mentality, the lack of health and safety, and then continuing to promote a culture where it's healthy or there's health benefits of eating things like shark fin soup or rhinoceros horn or snakes or bats, exotic animals. And that is so uncivilized and primitive. And the only reason why that continues today is for 2 big reasons, right? Because all of our cultures, no matter where you're from, Scandinavia, from the US, from Europe, our ancestors all ate crazy crap. But we've stopped because the times have moved on, we've become cleaner, and we realize, hey, there's no magical health benefits of rhino horn anymore, right? And there's laws, so you just can't eat it. It's not just kind of something that just goes around in the US or in Canada or in Western Europe anymore. But in China, it still happens all the time. People really still believe in this. And a big part of it was after 1950, when the current Communist Party came in, they basically killed all the educated people. If you want to know more, look up the Great Leap Forward. They killed millions of people, anyone that was educated, and they just created a culture of just people that are in this little bubble. And the problem with that is now, even today in 2020, there's the Great Firewall of China. So people who are in China can't even get information or be able to really interact with the outside world to find out when they're doing things that are either wrong or they shouldn't be doing, or to really just move ahead and get out of their bubble. So yes, China, but mainly the government and their standards are to blame. Not to mention the government completely dropped the ball when the first cases came out and they didn't take action. If anything, they did the opposite. They try to cover it up like they do all the time. So yes, China is to blame. However, Point number 5, and this is very, very important, guys. Don't be racist to Chinese people. Because it's not the people. I mean, 99.999% of the people that you're gonna come across, you're gonna meet some Asian Canadian girl that grew up in Toronto, has never been to China. Can't be racist to her. That's you being ignorant then. She didn't do anything. Just because someone looks Asian, like me, or someone's Chinese, or from wherever, even if they're from China, like they personally probably didn't do anything. They're probably, they're not the ones, shopping at these wet markets or eating exotic meats and, and spreading the disease. They're probably not even sick, right? So by you being racist to them, or anyone being racist to them, that's being ignorant and stupid. And it makes it hard because it's hard for people to conceptualize, like on one hand, there's the super left PC, politically correct crowd that says, don't ever blame anyone. But at the same time, if you never blame anyone and you never go to the core of the problem, nothing ever gets fixed or nothing changes. A lot of people don't realize, but coronavirus is a strain of SARS that came from people eating bat meat at these same wet markets. And even if it didn't come from the actual meal, the fact that they're trading the stuff and that contamination is going to other meats or other, whether it's snake meat or even, if that contamination gets to fish or chicken or your vegetables, and don't start blaming meat eaters now. Romaine lettuce has had more outbreaks of disease than pretty much any kind of meat out there. So it's the health and safety standards in general as a whole, right? And if we don't ever go to the core problem and we're just like, everyone's, don't blame anyone, then nothing gets fixed. But very important, number 5 is don't just be racist to people for no fucking reason, especially if they didn't do anything. If you want to, fight someone, if you want to change something, if you want to be angry at the system, not the citizens. Be angry at the government of China, of mainland China, not the people that come from there. Sure, if you see one individual doing something they shouldn't be doing, coughing on people, touting about how, great, that they want to go buy some exotic meats or something, yeah, stop them, but not just random people. So point number 6, what are my travel plans now? So my original plan was to fly to Eastern Europe in just a few weeks, and I'll continue to do that. I've been in Sri Lanka for 2 months now. I really like it here, and it's time to move on. I want to go to Europe for the summer. That was my plans, and I'm not going to change it because of some fears, all right? Especially because it doesn't really affect me or the place I'm going to. I will check resources to make sure that where I'm flying to doesn't have a big outbreak and it's unsafe. If it is, then I'll just stay here. Because as a digital nomad, one of the benefits is I can work from my laptop. I'm literally gonna work from here after I make this video. I can just be anywhere in the world. And that's what's so nice about location independence, remote work, and being an entrepreneur, is being able to have that luxury of being able to just stay somewhere and say, you know what, I'm gonna stay here until this whole thing blows over. But aside from that, if nothing, is actually wrong, if there's not, if there's just panic, but there's no actual reason not to go, I'm not gonna change my travel plans. And I don't think anyone should either. If you wanna go to Europe for the summer, just make your plans. If anything, things are gonna be cheaper, it's gonna be less crowded, and at the end of the day, there's really nothing you personally can do about it. So if you're not gonna go, oh well. But that's where we get to point number 7. Have a plan B, have an escape plan. So my escape plan is, if all kind of goes to hell, it happens. There's nothing I can do to change it. I'm not out there creating cures. I don't think you guys are either. So if you're not actually doing something about it and you're just panicking, you're just hoarding stuff, or we're just on the news, clickbaiting, spreading fear, you're not helping the problem. But have a plan B, because if things do go wrong, we want to have a backup plan. Mine is just to stay here in this little surf town in Sri Lanka, very small population, fresh air, sunshine, fresh fruit, and I'll stay here until it blows over. For you, it might be go camping, go into the woods and go camping, or live, bring all your stuff with you and just self-isolate for a while. It's be great to get out in nature. Move to some small town or village where there's not that many people around. have enough food, you know, don't hoard toilet paper. Funny thing is, I haven't used toilet paper in 3 months. I'm in Asia. They have these bum guns, these spray guns with water. They work so good. Like, there's so many things that we think that are such vital necessities that we can't live without that really aren't that big of a deal. Turn off the TV, turn off the news, stop sharing these things on social media. You're just freaking yourself out. The fear of things happening are way worse than what has actually happened. And either way, there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it besides taking some small precautions like I mentioned before. Don't freak yourself out. Don't freak out others, because that's actually what is ruining people's lives right now, is that fear. And it's ruining your life. If you're afraid of it and you're letting it dictate your life and you're not living your best life, then it's won. The coronavirus is won, whether you get sick or not. So that's my advice to everyone, is don't click these headlines, get off TV, get off social media, and take this time, enjoy yourself. If things actually do get worse, we will know. I guarantee, even if you never watch the news or go online again, if something really bad actually happens, you will know. So don't freak out. I hope you enjoy this channel. I hope you enjoy your travels wherever you're gonna go. And if you want to follow mine, go to johnnyfd.com. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for all my travel videos. Hopefully I'll see you guys in Eastern Europe this summer and wherever we are in the world. Bye guys.